And with that, let's get this warm up going. So let's do a little heel to toe balance boxer shuffle. You know, I like to keep it nice and simple to start the class out for these warm ups. So just bouncing heel to toe, getting a little bit of rotation going here. Remember, if y'all got music, feel free to blast it. I know it can be kind of hard to hear me, so it's up to you how you want to do that. But you've always got the option there to jam out to some tunes. I know that always helps me push a little harder. All right, with that out of the way, let's get onto a flat ground if you're on your mat. And then we'll move to our hip cradles. So remember, grab ankle and knee, get near a wall or a chair or something. If you feel like you need a little bit of help with the balance aspect of this, remember to push the floor away from you with that leg that's still on the ground as you pull up with the other one. And the knees can always be done one-handed to really help with balance if we need to. And if that's the case, we're always grabbing from the ankle and not the knee so that we actually get that external rotation of the hip, which is going to stretch that glute. All right, now that we got those, oh, I think I got JB joining too. Now that I got those, let's get into some grass grabbers. We haven't done these for a while. So kick the foot out, pull the toe towards you. I don't want you to give up your back, but you're going to hinge your hips and try to sweep the floor. Don't give up your back like this to get to the floor, but I do want you to keep your belly tight. Sweep as low towards the floor as you can. Pull that toe in towards you when you step that foot out. Let's go for about 10 on each side here. Just getting a nice dynamic hamstring stretch. And JB, I saw that you just joined. Thanks for joining. And as I was telling some of the others, we are doing, we're going to do a little bit of variation on our boot camp and move to some equipment today. So if y'all have some dumbbells or any other weighted equipment, whether it be like a water jug, like a gallon jug, or a kettlebell or something like that, as soon as we finish this warm up, I want you to grab that because we're gonna spice it up a little bit with some weights today. All right, guys. So next one, let's go to that quad pull to overhead reach. Remember, when you reach, don't give up your back and let your ribs flare. So I like to just stay tight to begin with, like someone's gonna punch me in my stomach. I then grab and pull and push. Alternate sides. Let's aim for 5 on each side here. And I know Ginger let me know that she just has bands. So if y'all have anything other than bands or dumbbells, be sure to drop that in the chat when we get finished with this warm up and I start going over the workout so that I can show y'all how to do these movements with whatever equipment you may have at home. All right, guys, next one. Let's move to our inchworms. So hinge at the hips, walk it out. Give me that push up, and then walk your hands back to your feet. We'll just do these today since we just did the grass grabbers, which got those hamstrings pretty well. So we're primarily doing the version walking the hands back to the feet to hit shoulders. Get those a little warmed up because we're going to end up doing a strengthening exercise for those in just a second. Give me 5 of these. If you're going with me, I've got 3, so we got 2 more, but go at your own pace, no rush. Remember to screw those hands in the floor, squeeze your glutes, keep your core tight when you do the push-up. You can always do that push-up from your knees, and then pop it back to your feet. And then you can always kind of bend the knees to get you back up to standing. Now that you've got 5 of those, let's hinge at our hips. Let's wake up the back a little bit. So soft knees, hips are back. Give me a Y with the thumbs up, keeping your belly tight. Then a T with your thumbs up as well. And then a W with your palms towards the floor. So with the W, I'm trying to get my wrists up by my head. Let's go through that again. We're going to go 5 of these. So Y, thumbs up, T, thumbs up, W, palms down. Go through it again. Y, thumbs up, T, thumbs up, squeeze that back, W, palms down. Good. Keep going till you get 5 of each of these without letting your ribs flare. Ooh, feel that burn. I think that was 5. All right, guys, shake it all out. So that should have gotten you decently warm. Let's finish with just 30 seconds of jumping jacks just to make sure that you're very warm before we get into the workout. So 3, 2, 1, go. Nice work, y'all. Halfway here. 15 more seconds to go. Remember, you can step these out too. Completely up to you. Just getting that blood flowing, get some of these muscles activated that we're getting ready to work on in the workout. 3, 2, 1, time. Good. All right, go ahead. Give you a minute, grab that equipment if you haven't already. And then if you have something other than a resistance band or dumbbells or kettlebells, drop it in the chat so that I can show you how to use those pieces of equipment for the movements we're going to do today. All righty, and with that out of the way, let me get my timer here. And let's go over what we're doing today. So using dumbbells or resistance band, we're going to start with our first group, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. And we've got 4 different exercises here. We're going to go through those 4 exercises 3 times with just that 30 on, 15 off. So not a whole lot of rest. We're going to be transitioning pretty quick. Let's go through the 4 exercises we're going to be doing, and then we'll go ahead and get into this first group. We're going to focus on just pushing movements for this one. And so we're going to start with either 1 or 2 dumbbells. If they're lighter, use both of them. And we're going to do a front squat or a goblet squat. So depending on how heavy it is, if you've got a really heavy dumbbell, you can just use 1 and you can hold it like this. If you've got 2, you're going to hold it like this. We're going to go feet hip width apart, toes slightly pointed outwards. We're going to sink down for a squat. We're going to come halfway up, back down to where we started, and then all the way up. So 1.5 rep squat. If you've got resistance bands, you're going to be stepping on the resistance band. You're going to have those handles here, and then we're doing the same thing. Okay, so that's our first movement. Then we're going to move, after that first 30 seconds, to a half kneeling. So squeeze the back glute, keep your core tight, and we're going to do a half kneeling lift. So notice my elbows stay straight, core is tight. I'm not rotating through my upper body. It's just my arms. Okay, so my core is staying nice and tight as my arms do the movement. We're going we'll go right leg down to the left, then we'll go left leg down to the right, 30 seconds each, 15 seconds in between. If you've got the resistance band, you're going to put it under your knee in order to do this lift, okay? And then our last one is going to be using a dumbbell or just body weight. This one's going to be hard to do with the resistance band, but we're just going to sit up as we press overhead. And if you don't have the dumbbell, then I want you actually using your arms as the resistance. Okay, just make sure as you sit up, you're bringing those arms into full flexion or bringing them overhead. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. We're starting with our 1.5 rep squat going in 3, 2, 1, go. Squat it down, halfway up, back down, all the way up. Make sure those heels stay on the floor. Belly stays tight. I'm screwing my feet into the floor so that my back stays flat. My knees are in line with the toes. 10 seconds to go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right, down to the right knee. And we're gonna go from right hip to left overhead. 3, 2, 1, go. Squeeze that back glute, keep your core tight. We're going from one side to the other. If you've got that resistance band, you're gonna get a small tail going, you're gonna kneel on it, and we're doing the same movement here. You may need to kick the leg out just a little wider, and it's gonna glide on the inside of the leg if you're using the resistance band. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Good, switch it up. Kneeling on the left leg, and we're going from left hip to right overhead. Squeeze that back glute, keep your belly tight. 3, 2, 1, go. So big exhale as you come up. Inhale on the way down. Good job, y'all. Stay with it. 10 to go. Then we're going to move to our backs for that weighted sit-up, also known as the Otis Up. 3, 2, 1, time. Good. All right, move those out of the way. If you're using the dumbbell, you're going to hold that overhead. If you don't have the dumbbell, we're going to use our arms. 3, 2, 1, go. Do your best to keep those feet on the floor. A little easier said than done, I know. But I have faith in you. Drive those heels into the floor as you sit up. And of course, you can make this easier by straightening and doing a straight leg sit up. That way our hip flexors can help more. Time. Good job, y'all. All right, real quick. That's round 1. Now we're back going through for a second round. We got 3 rounds here. Starting with our 1.5 rep squat again. 3, 2, 1, go. All the way down, halfway up, and then all the way up. We're almost doing like a little pulse at the bottom. Halfway here. Getting all those pushing muscles with this grouping. 3, 2, 1, time. Good job. All right, now we're down to half kneeling again. Kneeling on the right side, tracing to our left. 3, 2, 1, go. So keep your belly tight. Remember, I'm staying relatively stable here, and really just the arms are moving. That is the primary purpose of our core, is to help stabilize the spine as our limbs are moving. Three, 2, 1, time. Woo. Shake those arms out. Switch it up, kneel on the left. We're going from left hip, tracing it to the right overhead. 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, the weight doesn't have to be very heavy for us to make this more difficult and slow it down. So don't be worried if you've got a light resistance. We can always make it feel heavier. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Good. Bring it back down to the floor. And we're going our weighted sit-up again, or Otis up. 3, 2, 1, go. So we're trying to sit up and press overhead at the same time. Remember, this can be difficult. So if you need to, you can do the same movement with straight legs, no weight, and then just really focus on slowing it down. 10 seconds to go here. If this isn't one of the most functional skills ever, of just sitting up, I don't know what is. Time. Good, y'all. Pop it back to standing. 2 rounds down, 1 to go here. Grab that resistance, and we're going for our last round through. 1.5 rep squat going in 3, 2, 1, go. Remember to keep your chest up. Don't let that back kind of collapse and turn it into more of what we call a good morning, right? So stay nice and stable through your belly and through your back for the last 10 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, time. Good. All right, last round of these half kneeling lifts. Kneeling on the right side, taking that resistance from right to left. 3, 2, 1, go. Last round of these, y'all. Stay with it. Keep that belly tight. Try to resist too much rotation through the spine here. Remember, we do that by locking in the glute of that down leg and keeping the belly tight. Time. Good. Switch up orientation. Kneel on the left. Squeeze that glute. Again, sound like a broken record. Keep that core tight. We're tracing from left to right. 3, 2, 1, go. Inhale on the way down. Exhale as you come across your body. Almost like you're drawing that sword. I know those shoulders are getting tired. Core is getting tired. Stay with it. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1, time. Good. All right, last round of these weighted sit-ups. And then we get 90 seconds to rest before we move to our next strength block of pulling movements. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So breathe all that air out as you sit up. Ten to go. 3, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right, we get a nice long break here, so grab some water. I know those shoulders got a lot of work there, so if you need to, clasp those hands behind your back and do a little chest stretch, like we typically do at the end of class. Intra-set, so within the workout, stretching is completely good to do because we've like really tightened a lot of that from doing those lifts and from holding that resistance up here for those squats. We don't typically want to do that static stretching before a workout, but within the workout, once you've already gotten warm, is completely beneficial to us. So I don't know what you've heard otherwise, but there's definitely something to be said for doing that intra-set stretching if you really feel the need for it, if you're feeling really tight, if you're doing, a lot of pressing or a lot of pulling or anything like that. All right, we got 40 seconds. let's go through our next grouping. So we just did push. Now we're going to do pull using our resistance. We're going to do a single arm row to start. So soft knees, push those hips back. We're going elbow close to the body, squeeze, don't rotate as you're doing this. We're going to go left arm first because I'm assuming most of y'all are right side dominant. If that's not the case and you're left side dominant, start with your right first. I do want you to try to count your reps over the 30 seconds that we're going to be doing these, and then match it on the other side. So do your best to remember to do that. That way we're making sure that we're not going to make an imbalance any worse between left and right. A lot of us do have a strength deficit between that left and right. So this ensures that we're not going to make it worse. Once you've, we're going to do one side 30 seconds, one side, the other side 30 seconds. If you're using the band, you're going to step on it a little closer. And then same thing. Make sure you have a smaller tail on this side. And then keep your belly tight and resist rotation as you pull. All right, so notice I'm keeping my shoulders square. So we're doing bent row, left and right arms. That'll be a minute there, 15 seconds in between. Then our third movement is going to be a Romanian deadlift. So if you're using dumbbells, we're going feet pointed forwards, stacked underneath our hips, and then soft bend in the knees. We're going to go 4 seconds on the way down, fast on the way up. So real slow, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to get down as low as you can, still keeping your back flat. So you'll notice if I go any further, you're going to see me start rounding here. I want you to stop where you feel that rounding start. Okay. If you're using resistance bands for this, you're going to get the tails pretty short. So you may even need to loop it and then step on it. That way we've got some good resistance here as we go down and back up. So that's our RDL, also known as a Romanian deadlift. And then our final one is going to be a plank pass under. So if you've got the dumbbells, we're going to be in a plank position, feet hip width apart, wrists stacked underneath armpits. And then I'm going to stay tight as I bring that dumbbell from one side to the other. If you don't have dumbbells, I want you doing plank reaches. And these can, both of these moves can be done from the knees as well. No matter whether you're going from the knees or the feet, make sure you're squeezing your glutes and you're keeping your core tight. All right, y'all, go ahead. Let's get ready for that single arm bent over row. Remember, if you're right-handed, you're starting with your left. If you're left-handed, you're starting with your right. All right, single arm, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sink it back. Belly stays tight, and we're pulling. And remember, we can make this feel really heavy. I've only got a 10 here, but I can really slow that lower down. And 2, if you wanted to do these body weight, you can always get on the floor and do like a floor row, or you could even do like a wall row where you're just up against the wall and you're driving your elbow into the wall. So you got plenty of options here. And time, good. Switch sides. Same thing. Toes pointed forward, soft knees, push the hips back, belly stays tight. 3, 2, 1, and pull. Other arm can come out for balance. Really focus on not allowing that shoulder to shrug up towards your ear. I want you to keep it down and back as you pull up. 10 seconds to go, y'all. Stay with it. 3, 2, 1. Time. Good. All right. Now we're moving to our RDL. So feet hip width apart, toes pointed forward, soft bend in the knees. 3, 2, 1. Push those hips back like you're going to close the door. Go as far as you can, keeping your back flat. I want you going real slow though. 4 seconds, all the way down. Fire it back up. Press through the middle of your foot to stand up as explosively as possible. And 3, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right, now we're moving to plank position. Last exercise of this group, and we're going through it for a second time. 3, 2, 1, go. So you're pulling that dumbbell from across your body. Resist rotation, so keep your glutes squeezed, keep your core tight. If you don't have those dumbbells, remember, you're going to give me those front reaches. Stay with it here. 3, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right, work it back up to standing. We're going through the same sequence again. Remember, 3 rounds here. So we'll start with our second round again. Bend over row, single arm. 3, 2, 1, go. Push those hips back. Keep your chest up. Belly stays tight. Squeeze that back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. That weight feels light to you. Slow it down. Tempo is our secret to making any lightweight feel heavy. Time. Good. All right, switch arms. Same thing on the other arm. Soften those knees up. Drive the hips back. Belly stays tight. 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, I'm resisting any rotation through the body. That's helping to build core stability, as well as, of course, getting some good back strengthening here. Stay with it, y'all. Keep it going. 3, 2, 1, time. Good. All right, RDL now. Use the resistance band this time. Get some shorter tails going here. And go. So we're 4 seconds, pushing those hips back as far as we can. Feel that stretch built up in your hamstrings. Don't let those dumbbells get too far away from the body. If you're using dumbbells, I want you to try to keep them as close to your legs as possible. And if you're actually pushing your hips back as opposed to down, you should be able to have those dumbbells just glide down those legs. And time. Good. All right, last one. Plank pass under or plank front reach. And we're going in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, if you wanted to make this one harder, you're just going to bring the feet together. We're going to narrow our base more and introduce a little bit more of the body's want to rotate. And then your job is just to prevent that. All right, 3, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right. We got 90 seconds here. Oh, wait, just kidding. We're right back into it. I lost track of how many rounds we were doing. All right, we're rowing. I'll pause it and let us get in the extra 5 seconds we missed because I messed up. Give me a couple rows. All right, we got 20 seconds to go here. My fault, guys. I really teased you with that rest. I promise it's coming after we finish this third and final round here. All right, 10 seconds to go. Just keep it on your toes, you know. 3, 2, 1, time. Good. All right, soft knees, drive those hips back. And we're going in 3, 2, 1, go. And so arm can come out for balance here. But remember, notice I'm not rotating. I'm not letting my knee come in. I'm staying completely stable everywhere except for that arm. Making sure that that shoulder stays down and back, away from the ear. 10 to go here. 3, 2, 1, time. Good. All right. Last round of our Romanian deadlift, RDL. Toes pointed forwards, feet stacked underneath hips. Soften those knees. Hips back as far as they'll go. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds down. Fast on the way up. Remember to squeeze those glutes as hard as you can at the top. Belly stays tight throughout. 10 seconds to go here. 3, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right, last movement, and then we really do have a full 90 seconds to rest. We got our plank pass under or front plank reach. 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, you can make this harder by having the feet together. You can go from the knees. Obviously, knees really close together is going to make it harder. And then going wider with either of those orientations is going to make it slightly easier. Notice I said slightly. I'm not going to make it way easier. Just make it a little easier. 3, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right, now we got 90 seconds to rest. Stretch it out if you need to. Grab some water once you've caught your breath. So I hope y'all enjoyed that little change up, adding a little bit of equipment, a little bit of additional resistance aside from our body weight. And with that said, go ahead, get your equipment out of the way, because we've just done 20 minutes of strengthening work. And you probably guessed it, all we got left is the cardio conditioning stuff. We're going to get that heart rate really high up, because I know we didn't have it super high up on the strength stuff. We're going to get some good calorie burn going first thing in the morning. And then basically what we're going to do is we're doing 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 3 different exercises. First one is going to be a crossover jumping jack. So higher impact version is going to be here. So I'm alternating which arm and leg are crossing over. Lower impact version is just going to be stepping. Obviously, the faster you do this, the higher your heart rate's going to get. So that's our first move. And you're probably thinking, wow, 30 seconds on and 30 seconds off, that's a lot of rest. I want you going as hard as you possibly can for that 30 seconds. And then you're really going to appreciate having that 30 seconds to rest. So don't go easy here. Give me everything you got. We got 9 minutes and we're done here. So our first movement was that crossover jumping jack. Second movement is going to be our lateral scissor hops. We've done these a lot. So we're going kind of staying on the balls of our feet. Obviously, if my right leg's coming forward, I've got the opposite arm, the left arm, coming forward with it. And of course, you can do steps here as you move laterally to make it a little lower impact. But I do want you going again as hard and as fast as you can. And then the third and final one is just good old high knees. So high knees, give yourself a target if you need to. Get those things as high as you can. And those are our 3 movements that we're going to cycle through 3 times, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, total of 9 minutes. All right, here we go. Crossover jumping jacks. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, as hard as you can, guys. Go as fast as you possibly can. I want you completely out of breath when you finish this 30-second interval so that you feel like the 30-second rest is enough. Stay with it. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, time. Good. Oh, that got everything going. All right, don't just stay standing still. Pace around your spot. And don't worry if you still feel like this is a lot of rest. We're only one exercise into this. And I can promise you when we get to those high knees, that's going to definitely get us where we need to be. All right, 3, 2, 1, lateral scissor hops. Go in now. Remember, right leg forward, left arm comes forward, and vice versa. Similar to how you would run. Stay soft in the knees. Staying on the balls of the feet. You can step this one out too if you need to, or you want to be a little easier on the knees. 3, 2, 1. Time. Good. All right, slow that breathing down. Since we have these longer 1-to-1 work to rest ratios, you should have time to really consciously slow that breathing down. Maybe grab a little bit of water if you need it at any point through this 9 minutes. And we got high knees going in 10 seconds. Give me everything you got here. 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, you can do marches or give me those dynamic high knees. Same thing too, we're mimicking running motion. So pump those arms. Keep that upright torso. Get those knees as high towards the hip crease as possible. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Whew, good job, y'all. All right, 1 round down. We got 3 to go here. Hopefully you appreciate that 30-second rest now after doing those. And of course, if you want to make it a little harder, when I say stop for the first 30, if you want to keep going and maybe you work 40 and have 20 to rest, you can definitely do that. All right, we're going again. Crossover jumping jacks going now. But I did want to give y'all that 1-to-1 work to rest ratio so that you can give it your all for every work interval. Three, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right, we're coming up on our lateral scissor hops. We got 10 seconds before we start those. Remember, trying to stay on the balls of your feet. That'll help you be able to do more in less time. 3, 2, 1, go. Keep your belly tight. Remember, opposite arm and leg move in unison. Three, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right, slow that breathing down. All we got left is high knees for the second round. And then we're going right back through. Third and final round of today's workout is coming up as soon as we finish this next 30 seconds of high knees. Give me everything you got here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. But y'all get as many of these in as you can. $15 down, 15 to go. Stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. All right, walk it out. "30 seconds comes a lot faster once you're deeper into these rounds. So we've got 2 down, 1 more round to go here. 10 seconds before we get started with our last round of these crossover jumping jacks. 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, feel free to step these out. Oh, let me actually do it right. There we go. Step them out as fast as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Good job, y'all. All right, 1 down, 2 to go here. We got our lateral scissor hops. Last round of these. Give me everything you got here. Keep that core tight. Stay on the balls of your feet. Really get those arms pumping. Opposite arm and leg work in unison. 10 seconds to go. Home stretch here. Give me everything you got for this last minute of work. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, I want to see your fastest speed yet. "20 down, 10 to go." And 3, 2, 1, time. Good job, y'all. All right, so last 30-second rest. We got 30 seconds of high knees, and we are done. Empty the gas tank here. Knees as high as you can get them. As many of these high knees as possible in this last 30 seconds. I want you to be completely out of breath when we finish. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, y'all. Stay with it. 10 down. Home stretch. 20 down. 10 to go. Come on, y'all. Finish strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Woo! Good job, y'all. All right, walk it out. Slow that breathing down. As I know we just took it all the way, pretty much as high as it could go. And hopefully you were appreciating those 1-to-1 rest intervals towards the end there. When you're really giving it your all, that 1-to-1, sometimes 1-to-2, sometimes even 1-to-3 work to rest ratio is that ticket to allow you to fully recover. That way you can turn around and give it your all again on the next effort. All right, y'all, let's go ahead. Let's do, while we're standing, let's go ahead and reach for the toes, knees stay straight, hamstring stretch. A couple more seconds here. Come on up. Next, quad stretch. So you want to work your balance. Don't feel like you have to be near something, but you want to just focus on getting that good hip flexor and quad stretch. Then feel free to use some assistance. Squeeze that back glute as hard as you can, and then push that hip of that same side forward. Relax. Same thing on the other side. Couple more seconds here, then we'll move to a glute stretch. All right, relax that. Same thing here. Use assistance if you need it. Ankle over the opposite thigh. Sit those hips back. Get that nice, good glute stretch, that piriformis stretch. Remember, you can press down on the knee to apply a little bit more pressure. You don't have to. And then try not to round your back too much. If you can kind of stay with that chest more upright, that's going to actually enhance the stretch a bit. And then come on out of that, switch sides. And then we'll just do a chest stretch one more time. And that'll be it for today. All right, come on up. Hands behind your back. Clasp them together and press down. And then release them. And that is it for today's class. Thanks so much for coming, y'all. And